Super Happy Awesome Movie Time!
Hi, welcome to Super Happy Awesome Movie Time. I'm Drosh.
I'm Tiffy McKay.
And we're going to talk about Catching Fire, the second film in the Hunger Games trilogy. The story picks up shortly after where the first film left off, with Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, dealing with the aftermath of surviving the Hunger Games, and her uncomfortable relationships with fellow survivor of the games, Peeta Mellark, and childhood friend Gale Hawthorne. The oppressed peoples of Panem see Katniss as a symbol of hope, and that's something that President Snow, played by Donald Sutherland, cannot abide. Minor spoiler, Katniss and Peeta are dragged back to the Hunger Games, but this time they are competing against other previous winners of the games. As usual, Katniss isn't very friendly to those who want to help her most, and therein lies a big source of conflict, as big as surviving the games themselves. A great supporting cast rounds out this installment, including Philip Seymour Hoffman and Jeffrey Wright, and the return of Woody Harrelson and Lenny Kravitz. You've read all three books.
I have, about a year ago.
And I purposefully only read up to the Catching Fire book. I haven't read Mockingjay yet. When I saw the movie, I brought a friend who hasn't read any of the books because I wanted a perspective from him as well.
And that was a good idea because I have the same thing for when I did see The Ender's Game. I read it beforehand. My husband didn't read it, and we had two totally different views because of that.
Yeah, I haven't read Ender's Game yet. It's on my list to read, but I liked the movie. My friends who were with me who had read it.
Oh, good, you saw it.
didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I was going to say you should see the movie first.
The books are always better, so when you can, read the book second.
In this case, Catching Fire, the movie held so closely to the book that honestly, you could do either one, and reading the book is more like getting deleted scenes. In this case, I'd say.
Yeah, well, there were some minor differences.
In the first movie, they omitted the character, what was her name, Maggie? The mayor's daughter. A lot of people didn't like that in the first movie, but now, in the second movie, I could definitely say I can understand why. Because in book 2, is this a spoiler? Spoilers! In book 2, the mayor's house, you see a little bit inside of there, and they actually have a television for the mayor to see news feeds about what's going on. Now, logistically speaking, after you work this all out, if they're using information control to keep the citizens oppressed, the mayor wouldn't have had that access. So in this case, I think that was a good change. The beginning also, they did add Gale. I actually skimmed through right before going to the movies the day before, and most of what takes place at the very beginning, like the whole first chapter of the book, is all in her head. So adding Galen was just a very easy way to work in her post-traumatic stress, basically, from the previous Hunger Games.
Yeah, and to kind of reestablish that relationship.
I was really happy the way they handled the beginning, because that was very important to me from the book, that they showed her post-traumatic stress, because that was the strongest feeling you got from the book, and so they stayed true to that too.
I was surprisingly satisfied with this movie. It really felt like better than the first almost. I think it's because they saw what happened to the first one, and the first one apparently they didn't know how big it was going to be when they made that. So this had a bigger budget, and it had really good actors, and thankfully it did well. It's not The Two Towers, which I just call the walking movie, because all they do is walk.
I do have to say, they did do a better job, I feel, with this one also. It wasn't just that it was true to the book. The acting really was better in this movie, too. The guy that they got to play, the fishing guy with the spear. The handsome one with the hair and the spear. Finn. They did a great job casting him, and he did a great job pulling off both of the sides of his personality, because he really has this hidden side that nobody sees. The scene with Mags, that's when it really hit me that I was like, wow, oh, nailed it. So I was really happy with the acting in this movie.
I imagined Finn kind of bigger.
Bigger, yeah, definitely.
But then again, I imagined Haymitch as a bigger, stockier fellow also. In the book, he's overweight, and here he's Woody Harrelson, so.
You know, I actually pictured President Snow originally bigger, and then the new Game Master. I pictured him much bigger, and I was just like, oh.
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah.
So you really can't complain about the casting, but I was expecting somebody more roly-poly.
Well, Philip Seymour Hoffman used to be big, but then he won Oscars, and now...
Oh, well.
So, what was the pacing? Was the pacing okay in this film?
I think the pacing was a little bit, would you say faster maybe than the book?
A lot faster than the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's less sitting around talking about our feelings. My friend who has not read the books was kind of like, I was waiting for a climax. I was waiting for like a big climax, and suddenly the movie's done. Like, okay. It was kind of... His comment was that it hit a level and it stayed there consistent through the movie. And it was a good level.
That's true. I thought PETA was much more... I liked PETA more in this movie.
Yeah.
He was less of a pushover.
He was less of a little whiny so-and-so?
Yes,
yeah.
A little whiny bleep.
I kind of wish we spent... Well, I had the same problem with the first movie. Spending more time with the secondary characters. Like, the Morphlings are like, there and gone.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a little bit disappointing. Nuts
and Bolts, the tech heads from District 3. I would like to have seen a lot more with their interactions. But that's in the book, so it's there if you want to see it.
Deleted scenes. They're in the book. maybe in the next film, because they're splitting the next book up into 2 films, maybe they'll have the time to go into the characters more.
So, yeah, it was overall satisfying. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was... I didn't mind what they left out.
There was no blasphemy, you know. They didn't wreck the book. They didn't do it injustice.
So overall, you were satisfied?
Oh, I was definitely satisfied.
Okay. Same here. It was actually really, really good as far as I was concerned. And even my friend who hadn't read the books enjoyed it as well. So I think it's good for anyone.
Yeah, it was a win-win.
Yeah. Alright, so I think that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. I've been Drosh.
I'm Tiffy McKay.
And thanks for watching Super Happy Awesome Movie Time. Bye! Oh, Katniss, can't you really see how it will all end in tragedy? Will it be PETA? Will it be Gale? Which guy will you love?
And which will you nail?
Fire! She's catching fire. It's political intrigue, not love's desire. Do you really need to imagine which guy will get her in the end? Just like Haymitch with the shake, she's catching fire. Now PETA may be kind, you see, but he's from the bakery, and I'm afraid those carbs will make him fat. Gale is handsome, strong and young, but coldness causes the black lung, and he probably smells like a polecat. Fire, this girl's on fire. Snow is gonna be a big fat crier. It's not which fellow will light her sparky, no more Gale and PETA malarkey. Like a jabberjay on a spit, her pants on fire. Fire, Katniss on fire. No one tells us the truth, they all are liars. The quarter quell of the Hunger Games, it will all go down in flames.
2 more movies, it's getting hotter.
What do they think, this is Harry Potter?
Well, at least she's in Bella.
She's catching fire. Hey guys, Drosh here, and I just wanted to thank Tiffy for coming in for this episode. Also, if you want to see more of her, I'll put a big annotation here for her channel, and go ahead and link over to there. It'll also be in the information box. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!